What's up guys, welcome back. Now in this video we're going to be discussing the possible confirmation of an HD Trilogy Remaster of the Xenosaga series. So let's go ahead and get started. So about 4 months ago, you may or may not remember that there is a lot of rumors going around with Bandai Namco and a bunch of games being rumored for the Switch and for PlayStation 4, and just in general there's all kinds of rumors going around about what they're going to be releasing in the future. Now, one of those rumors was the Xenosaga Trilogy to be remastered and to be released in 2018. There was supposed to be a big event with Bandai Namco in Japan, and nothing really came out of that event, really, besides that Pac-Man game that was announced for the Nintendo Switch. But the rumor has Soul Calibur 6, Xenosaga HD Collection, and a bunch of other games as well, and many of which were coming to the Switch, according to that rumor. So since that has come and gone, many assumed that that wasn't going to happen and that rumor was not true. So fast forward to now, and it's being reported from Gematsu.com that Bandai Namco has trademarked the subtitle for Xenosaga Episode III, which is called Also Sprach Zarathustra. I know that's a crazy name, but that is the name of the subtitle of Xenosaga Episode III, and they have officially trademarked this for the United States. So this is huge news for Xeno fans. If you're a fan of Xenoblade, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 1, that whole series on the Nintendo Wii, Wii U, and Nintendo Switch, you should be very, very excited for this announcement, because the Xenosaga series is what started this whole thing back in the early 2000s with the PlayStation 2, all the way up to 2006 with Xenosaga Episode III. So if you aren't familiar with how the Xenosaga works, it is basically similar to these other games that we've already played, except the combat is a little bit different. It's more turn-based, and it has a very set linear narrative story. So it is very much more like a traditional type of RPG with all kinds of different sci-fi elements in it, but I'll give you a brief synopsis of it. Xenosaga is a role-playing video game series developed by Monolith Soft, the same guys who you know as developing Xenoblade Chronicles, and primarily published by Namco. Forming part of the wider Xeno meta-series, Xenosaga is set in a science fiction universe and follows a group of characters as they face both a hostile alien race called the Genosis and human factions fighting to control over the Zoar, an artifact connected to a godlike energy. And again, it has a linear story and turn-based fighting combat system. And of course, you have a party full of characters that you can use in combat both on foot and in a variety of mechs. So if you remember Xenoblade Chronicles X, there were mechs in the game called Skells that you could upgrade and unlock later in the game. This series does have these mechs, so this is really cool. If you really like that aspect in Xenoblade Chronicles X, you can kind of think of Xenosaga as a combination of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and maybe even like a Final Fantasy with the turn-based mechanics of it. Now, the original Xenosaga Episode 1 sold really well, but overall the series in general did not have very great sales, and of course they eventually stopped making those games after 2006 and went on to making Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii in 2010. And if you played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Nintendo Switch, you would have noticed that there was a crossover, the Xenosaga series. Of course, I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't played it already, but there was some crossovers in that game with the original Xenosaga series, some callbacks if you will, perhaps even hinting that we may get something in the future. And here basically we do have something of a confirmation that we will be getting something that has to do with Xenosaga Episode III. Now, the reason why I think that this is a confirmation of the trilogy coming is because Xenosaga Episode 1, 2, and 3 are all connected, and it would make absolutely no sense just to release an HD remaster of Xenosaga Episode III without having Episode 1 and 2 with it as well. It would be kind of like releasing Mass Effect 3 without releasing the first 2 games along with it. Kind of like what happened with the Wii U, but you know, that's another story. And if they do release this HD compilation, I fully expect them to release it on PlayStation 4 and on the Nintendo Switch. And the reason why I say PS4 is because the original games were on the PlayStation 2, and that would make perfect sense for Sony fans to get those games on the PlayStation 4, and of course it would make sense for Nintendo fans to get those games on the Nintendo Switch, because it's extremely likely that many Nintendo fans never experienced those original Xenosaga games on the PS2, and even if they did, it was a long time ago and the game is in much need of getting a remaster, reboot in 2018. It's been quite a long time since we've seen those games. So if you're still not excited about this series coming to the Nintendo Switch or PS4, I suggest you go look up some gameplay of it on YouTube, and I think the more that you look up on the game and the series, I think you will be excited for it. It's very similar to the type of games we've been getting from Monolith Soft with Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles in general. So I think it's a really good series that deserves a reboot and an HD remaster to be enjoyed by everyone today. So again, keep in mind this is not confirmed yet by Bandai Namco, but they did file the trademark for Xenosaga Episode III, so obviously something is going to happen with this very soon, and we're going to get some kind of announcement perhaps either in the next few months, next weeks, or even at E3 about whether or not we will be getting an HD remastered trilogy for the series. But I really do think we're going to be hearing something very soon on this. Alright guys, so let me know what you think about this news in the comment section. Are you excited for the entire series, episode 1, 2, and 3 coming to the Switch or PS4? And let me know your experience with the series. Have you played it before, or are you curious about it? Or perhaps maybe you are a new fan of the Xeno series and you've never played these games before and you've only played maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 1, X, or just 2. So no matter which way you stand on this, let me know what you think about it, because it would be nice to see the Xenosaga series get a reboot and then have it be successful so they can make more games in that series, something that is separate from the Xenoblade series. Maybe we could bring back the Xenosaga series and have a whole different slew of games coming up later in the future, if it is successful and the fans do buy it. And if you did enjoy this video guys, please hit the like button and subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you very soon in the next video. Have a great day.